My name is the Reverend Dr. Chris Ferguson. I'm the General Secretary of the World Communion of Reformed Churches, a Christian organization representing 100 million people in over 110 countries worldwide. An important and beloved part of our worldwide family is the United Church of Christ of the Philippines. And the United Church of Christ of the Philippines, as with all our churches worldwide, have as a fundamental part of their vocation service to the gospel of Jesus Christ. And therefore they minister with, serve, defend, and protect the rights of the displaced, the poor, and the oppressed people of the Philippines, especially the Indigenous people. And now, in an attempt to silence their prophetic voice and their work for justice, the Duterte administration has launched a full-scale attack on bishops, pastors, religious workers, and church members. They have done so with a barrage of false accusations, trumped-up charges, red tagging, persecution, and harassment. Today, we denounce the government's actions under the veil of a so-called war of terror, using the Anti-Terrorism Act of 2020 and other laws and mechanisms to illegally and unjustly attack those who would defend the poor and the powerless and demand justice. We call on the Duterte government to stop the persecution of all religious workers and human rights defenders. We stand in solidarity with Bishop Hamuel Atekes and the UCCP staff and workers in UCCP Haran who have been persecuted and harassed. We demand justice and the immediate release of UCCP church worker Pastor Dan Balucio, presently detained at the Santo Domingo Municipal Police Station in Santo Domingo, Albay. We have called on members of our World Communion and all people of conscience to join in solidarity with the UCCP and all those who defend the poor and dispossessed. We call for solidarity with the Indigenous people for the defense of their land, their territoriality, and their rights. As powerfully stated in the book of the prophet Micah and affirmed in the WCRC's Accra Confession, we believe that God calls us to stand with those who are victims of injustice. And as Micah says, we know what the Lord requires of us to do justice, love kindness, and walk in God's ways. Today, that call translates as stop the killing, stop the repression, respect Indigenous rights, stop the red tagging. Justice must prevail for all people in the Philippines.